How's it going, guys? This is kind of like a on-the-spot video I'm kind of recording because if you can't tell by the background, we're going to talk about Zack Snyder's masterpiece, Rebel Moon. I got to go to the screening last night for the red carpet event. That was an amazing opportunity, and getting to see it on a big screen was just amazing. But this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I'm not going to give away anything that happens. I just kind of want to gush about this movie because it's a great movie. It's a movie that deserves its praise. It deserves praise. And I hope it gets the praise it deserves. Because this movie was in his mind for 20 plus years, I think, and was going to be a Star Wars movie at some point, and then it didn't become a Star Wars movie, so Netflix picked it up, and it became, well, now it's Rebel Moon. And I was very excited about this. I saw that this was going to be, you know, Zack Snyder's version of Star Wars, and I was like, I'm in. I love Star Wars, and I'm not going to lie, Star Wars hasn't hit in a very long time. So letting Zack Snyder be Zack Snyder and make a world from scratch, inspired by not just Star Wars, but inspired by other older films that inspired Star Wars and other Western films, stuff like that. It's just the love that went into making Rebel Moon is there. And it's absolutely amazing. But I'm going to go into kind of like depth of what makes it so good. But like, oh, I just don't even know where to start. Like, from starters, Rebel Moon, this is part one of two, comes on Netflix December 22nd, literally next week, and it is definitely a film you need to go and watch as soon as it comes out because they let him cook. They let this man cook. They just gave him his space and they let him cook as they should, and it works. It absolutely works, and I love it. I love it so much. The cinematography is stunning. I not even joking. I sat down and I was like, shoot, I gotta pee, but I was like, the movie's starting. And as soon as it started and I saw the shots and Anthony Hopkins with the voiceovers, I was like, nope, I'm sat. We can go after, because this is just amazing. Like the opening shots of this, like, oh, it's just the opening shot is just it gives you a scale of the world. And I love that he lets the movie breathe, which is not something a lot of movies do now. It's like, oh, this is part one of whatever. We have to introduce all our characters and we spend all this time doing all the character work and all this stuff. But no, he's like, we're gonna let it breathe. We're gonna just let it breathe and just, oh, I just every Nemesis is like my all-time favorite character. She is a complete badass. And oh, she's just awesome. But yeah, we just get little hints of the characters' backstories. And it was like Zach was like, you know what, this is a universe I'm gonna build, so I don't have to give all this exposition at once. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna tell a good story with some good action in it, and that's what it is. But not only is it a good story, it's an amazing story with so much depth. There's so much to this movie where they are telling you things that happened before the movie, before the events of the movie, and it's like, I want to see that, you know? Like, I want to see what happened here. Like, yeah, we get flashbacks of certain things with certain characters, but it's like, I want to see, not from that character's perspective, but I want to see the events that led to that. And it's just the fact that we are getting an entire cinematic like universe and Netflix is just letting them run with it makes me happy because we're getting TV shows, we're getting animated not movies, animated shorts, we're getting a mobile game, he said, and then on top of that, he wants to make a big console game. But not only that, we're getting books, and then we're getting a graphic novel in January, which I already, literally today, went to my comic book store and was like, I need one on hold. Put one on hold for me. Like this movie, Luke, like this movie is quite literally, if it gets the praise it deserves. And I say this with full confidence. This movie could be the next generation's Star Wars. I say that with full confidence. Like Star Wars hasn't been where it's at its peak in a long time. In a very long time. But this is peak. The score is fucking beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. The score is just, oh, it's so good. And it's not a movie where today we use visual effects for everything. No, this man built the sets. He built sets and used practical effects as much as he could. And it makes the movie look so much better. It is a amazing film that deserves to be praised, that deserves to have a cult following, and that is what I'm going to do. My mission is to start a cult following for Rebel Moon because this movie is amazing and I am excited for April to hop back into this world. The actors slay at their roles. They are so good at bringing these characters to life and giving them a voice, giving them a personality. And oh, the movie ended and I was like, I need part two, like, yesterday. Like, it is stellar. It is stellar. It is amazing. Like, this is, I think this is something special. I don't think I know, actually. This movie is something special. It's absolutely special. And the fact that I got to see it on the biggest screen possible just makes me love it even more. Like, if there's a chance that you can go out and see this in theaters, because I know they're doing select screenings of this, if you have a chance to go see this on a big screen, go see it on a big screen. Because your television will not do this movie justice. Because, god damn, this movie is just. It's something. It's 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 magic. That's what it is. It's Zack Snyder at his best, being Zack Snyder. And this man can work a camera. Going back to the cinematography, I don't give a shit. The cinematography, I could talk about it for forever. The cinematography is beautiful. And the fact that he was in charge, I did not know that man could work a camera so well. Like, I know he loves talking about the camera. He loves talking about taking pictures. I know how much he loves working with an actual camera. I didn't know how well he could work with a film camera. Like, oh my god. He directed the camera. He wasn't just the director, he was also the director of the camera. Those are two separate, if you're not, like, into, like, film and stuff, those are two different roles. Those are two different, basically, jobs on the set. And he was in charge of both of those, and he slayed at all of it. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I am at a loss for words on how amazing this film is. Like, I was like, maybe I'll let it breathe before I do a review because I knew I was like, this is something I'm passionate about. Rebel Moon is like, it made me feel like a kid watching Star Wars again. Like, it felt so good to watch, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I'm gonna definitely make a spoiler video about it because like I do want to give this movie the attention it deserves. Because I know it's on Netflix, and Netflix is not known for making content this good. And it deserves to have the praise, have the attention, and have a cult following. Because this film was something special. This Rebel Moon, the Rebel Moon universe is going to be something special. And I don't know if a lot of people are going to see that off the bat like I do. But in time, people will start to realize how special the world Zack Snyder has created. Because it leaves me wanting more. Not in like the MCU way where it's like, oh, here's a post-credit scene. This movie, if it had a post-credit scene, I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, I'll wait. I don't need a post-credit scene. It already leaves me wanting part two. It already leaves me wanting to know what happens before the movie. It already leaves me wanting so much more from this. And just wanting to know everything there is to know about the timeline of Rebel Moon. And the fact that he's said in interviews at the carpet event that they just to get certain scenes right, they literally wrote out an entire backstory for one thing and was like, yeah, you're not gonna see this in the movie, but we had to write it out to make sure to get it right. Is like, okay, knowing that you've already written it out and you already know all of this, I would love to see you put that in a book, put it in a graphic novel, make it a TV show, make it a movie itself. I don't care. I want to see it. Because, oh my God, it's amazing. I absolutely loved Rebel Moon. It, it puts a smile on my face. Because not only is it heavily inspired from Western films, Japanese films, Star Wars itself, there are the costume designs are inspired from fantasy. Like if even if you look at Jimmy in the back, right here, Mr. Jimmy, right here, Anthony Hopkins, he looks like a wizard that would be in like a fantasy world. Like it just looks so good. It's like a mix. The costumes are like a mix of like modern outfits with the medieval fantasy put together, and we get the costumes for Rebel Moon. It is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I love what Zach has done. He deserves his flowers. He deserves all of the praise because I keep saying it. This is something special. This is magical. This deserves the praise. It deserves your attention. So on December 22nd, or actually, even better, on December 21st at 7 p.m., this movie drops. Go watch it. December 21st at 7 p.m., go watch this movie. On the biggest screen you have. Because the cinematography is absolutely beautiful. But not only that, the score is amazing. The character development, amazing. The fact that they just let the movie breathe is just it's just so good. I don't think I've watched a movie in a while where you've just let a movie breathe and you just kind of slowly get introduced to everything as the movie progresses. Like everything is like boop 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 boop. Not Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon lets it breathe. It's like there's a scene in this movie at the beginning of the film when you first get introduced to the villains of this movie, the Mother World. And I literally was sitting there. And normally films start with like, ugh, my nose is like runny. Sorry. But there's a scene in this movie when you first get introduced to them and they step foot on this planet and the villain of the movie just walks with all of his men behind him. I literally got chills. I was like, I'm nervous right now. I was, I literally leaned over to the person I went with and I was like, I'm nervous right now. And they're like, why are you nervous? I'm like, because I have no idea what they're capable of. Like, this empire has, like, I don't know what they're capable of. And it made me nervous for the characters because I was like, I don't know if they're gonna, I don't know who's making it, I don't know who's living, I don't know who's dying, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like I'm there. Like I feel the threat, and I haven't felt the threat of a villain in a movie for so long that oh my god, absolutely amazing. Me gushing about this movie for 15 minutes is just me rambling on about everything. I not even scripted. I don't even think I could have written a script for this video at all. I I am at a loss for words because this film is just gorgeous. That's what it is. It's gorgeous. It is again something special. I give this movie a 10 out of 10 and I highly recommend checking out Rebel Moon when it drops on Netflix, December 21st at 7 p.m. And if you can, go to your movie website and see if it's screening in a theater near you. Because if it is, go watch it in a theater. Because it deserves it. It deserves to be seen on the biggest screen possible. Absolutely love this movie. I can't believe we are 5 months away from part two. I wanted to. I was there with like a lot of the people. The cast was there. Zach was there, and he gave a speech, and it was beautiful. And I kind of was like, I want to go thank Zach. I want to go try and find him. You know, I would love to tell him like, congratulations on making an amazing film. On not only that, but building an amazing world that we're going to be able to see grow in a way I don't think we've ever seen a world grow in a long time in a movie, or in fact, cinema altogether. But he left, unfortunately. He he left right after his speech. And I was kind of like bummed because I wish he could have seen the reactions to things that happened from not only people like me that were general admission that got there just hoping to see it, but from the people that the cast brought. You know, people were clapping, people were cheering, and it's kind of I'm bummed he didn't get to see that. But knowing why he left, I respect it and deserves praise because he left because he's like I got to go to work tomorrow. They're like, and he's like I got to go finish number two. I got to go finish part two. That like I got to leave because I got to go finish part two. Like respect. I've never seen this man so excited about a film that he's worked on. I think out of his entire career. Like he looks so happy. He looks so happy doing this movie and creating this world. So please, again, 10 out of 10. This movie's magical. It's something special and it drops on Netflix December 21st at 7 p.m. Go check it out. Go watch it. Tell everybody about this movie because it deserves all of the praise. All of it. It deserves the praise. It deserves everything. And that's my review on Rebel Moon. Thank you for watching. Be sure to leave what you think of Rebel Moon down in the comments. What do you think's gonna happen? Theories, stuff like that. I'm thinking of doing like a theory video, the like questions it leaves, a spoiler review, everything. I'm fully invested in Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon has my attention. Like, forget every other cinematic universe. This is my cinematic universe right here. I will ride with this universe to the day I die. Because it deserves the praise. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you back in the Oasis.